It's time for the glories of the spiritual master. And it's a beautiful, beautiful prayer. Everything's in it, all sheltered. Devotees all have different fields of activity. Some are very intellectual, and they're like ducks in water dealing with philosophies and philosophers. And it just, like someone who's an expert cook, they're a duck in water in the kitchen. You know, this spice, that spice, how to mix vegetables, deal with grains, milk products. And they make wonderful offerings. Well, there are devotees that do that with philosophies. They have that. They have that ability to function in that field of activity of philosophy for Krishna. And there are others that are very good at making things, skilled artists. Others that are very good with the land and agriculture and working with the animals. It's truly beautiful. We can appreciate the service of others and how they're gifted. And when they use those gifts for Krishna, everyone is benefited. So Vaishnavas are not envious. If they see someone who's very, very talented, they're not envious. They appreciate. And when it comes down to it, it's very, very basic, because you don't have to be talented in anything. All you have to do is be able to appreciate Krishna. At least that's what I've come up with. And this particular song, Sri Gurv-astaka, when I was living in the ashram as a student, and I did that for several years, we sang that. We rose early every morning and we sang this song every morning. And it was so refreshing. It really, really set the pace for the day. You understood what was going on just by chanting this song, this mantra, this prayer. So I want to chant it now and get ready for today. It's for the glorification of the spiritual master. Samsarjava nanavida loka Chinaya karanya ganaganatvam Pratasya karana gananavasya Vande Viroshi Sharanarvindam Mahakabutim Sananitadika Padichamadyan Manasorasena Romanchikam Pas Vitaranga Vajra Vande Guroshi Charanarvindam Shri Vigrahara Sananityanana Shingaratana Firmashanado Yukasya Bhaktam Injatopi Vande Guroshi Charanarvindam Chaturvidhashi Bhagavat Prasadam Swadana Kirtim Haribhakta Sangam Kipaiva Kirtim Bhajito Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Shri Radhika Madhurya Madhurya Lila Gunarupanam Pratikshanaspa Nanarupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Nikunjayuno Pratikeri Siddhani Yaya Vidya Yukira Prikshaniya Tatratikasya Yativalabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Dakshadavide Nasamasta Shasya Uttatava Yataiva Sati Kintu Prabhuya Yaiva Tasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasadam Yasya Prasada Nagatika Topi Dayam Subham Tasya Yasyatri Sandam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Varavani Pracharine Nirishesha Sunyavadi Vaskachadi Satarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasani Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. The spiritual master is receiving benediction from the ocean of mercy. Just as a cloud pours water on a forest fire to extinguish it, so the spiritual master delivers the materially afflicted world by extinguishing the blazing fire of material existence. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master who is an ocean of auspicious qualities. Chanting the holy name, dancing in ecstasy, singing, playing musical instruments. The spiritual master is always gladdened by the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is relishing the mellows of pure devotion within his mind. Sometimes his hair stands on end. He feels quivering in his body, and tears flow from his eyes like waves. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. Spiritual master is always engaged in the temple worship of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. He also engages his disciples in such worship. They dress the deities in beautiful clothes and ornaments, clean their temple, and perform other similar worship of the Lord. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. The spiritual master is always offering Krishna 4 kinds of delicious food, analyzed as that which is licked, chewed, drunk, sucked. When the spiritual master sees that the devotees are satisfied by eating Bhagavad Prasad, he is satisfied. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. The spiritual master is always eager to hear and chant about the unlimited conjugal pastimes of Radhika and Madhava and their qualities, names, and forms. Spiritual master aspires to relish these at every moment. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. Spiritual master is very dear because he is expert in assisting the gopis, who at different times make different tasteful arrangements for the perfection of Radha and Krishna's conjugal loving affairs within the groves of Vrindavan. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. The spiritual master is to be honored as much as the Supreme Lord, because he is the most confidential servitor of the Lord. This is acknowledged in all revealed scriptures and followed by all authorities. Therefore, I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master, who is a bona fide representative of Sri Hari Krishna. By the mercy of the spiritual master, one receives the benediction of Krishna. Without the grace of the spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. Therefore, I should always remember and praise the spiritual master. At least 3 times a day, I should offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. And there's a 9th verse that is not usually sung, but this is the translation. That person who very attentively recites this Ashtakam to Sri Gurudev during the Brahma Murta is sure to achieve direct service to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, the very life and soul of Vrindavan, upon attaining his Vastu Siddhi, or pure spiritual form. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jai Shingadev, for the protection of the spiritual master. Shingadev, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari